Hi! What a nice summer day it is, and hey, it's time for pop it in the toaster oven. I'm going to show you one of my favorite recipes. This is a spice rubbed split game hen. I love Cornish game hen anyway. To me it tastes sort of like chicken used to taste when I was a kid. And this is a wonderful recipe because all you do is you thaw the game hen, usually they're frozen, and you split it in half. I'll show you how to do that. And then you put it in a Pyrex baking dish, and in this case I'm going to take this just a little bit further and add some sweet potatoes and some onions to it. Easy to do. I say have a good large sharp knife. This is a little serrated, this knife, so I think that helps too. And these birds, the bones are small, and so it's really not too difficult to cut these in half. Maybe you want a whole one. I have never been able to eat a whole one of these, so just have to bear down on a little bit to get through the back. And that's it. That's the split game hen right there. That was easy. Now in my recipe, what I'm recommending for the spices are like a teaspoon of cumin, a teaspoon of garlic powder, a teaspoon of onion powder, a teaspoon of paprika, a teaspoon of coriander, and salt, which is optional. And that's pretty much what I have here. But the nice thing also is that you can use anything, any spices you like. If you like ginger, for instance, why not use ginger? Cardamom, you want to use a curry powder, you can certainly use that, and anything will work. I love having the option of preference. So what I'm doing now is just rubbing the game hen with these spices, making sure that I cover there, rubbed with spices and ready. There's my Pyrex baking pan. Now, you don't have to use Pyrex. I like Pyrex. The disadvantage may be that I like to put it in a cold oven. I don't preheat with that, but you have to keep in mind too with a toaster oven, getting up to a temperature of 400 degrees only takes a few minutes. It's not like a big oven at all. So there they are. This is one big sweet potato. That was a big sweet potato. And then I have a half an onion. This is just a white onion. This is an organic onion, which I really like. And the flavoring is already pretty much on the game hen. Now, one thing that I didn't have on my recipe, but I think what I'm going to do is just sprinkle a little of this nice olive oil around. Cornish game hen, if you've ever had one, they're not like chickens, which can be very fatty. They're very lean. And so a little bit of olive oil, I think, will just help spread the flavor around. Pan gets covered with aluminum foil. Into the toaster oven. And by the way, this is a 6-slice size, so you could actually put 2 whole game hens in here if you want. Now I'm going to set the temperature to 400, and I'm going to set the timer for 20 minutes. So I'm just taking this out and testing it, and we can see, we're like halfway done here. And it occurs to me that I've got to adjust the time for the sweet potatoes and things, something I didn't think of doing. So in the original recipe, it was like 20 minutes covered and then 20 minutes not covered. In this case, I'm going to put it back in for another 25 minutes covered so I could get the sweet potatoes done. So I'm going to set the timer now for 25 minutes, and then we'll see what happens. You know, cooking is a lot of experimentation when you readapt a recipe, something I had to do a lot when I wrote the cookbook. But I want to get it right for you if I'm going to make a video. So let's set the timer for 25 minutes and see what happens. Well, this is just beautiful. You can see I had to adjust the time, so it was actually 40 minutes covered and then 10 minutes uncovered. And so we're still pretty much under an hour. But what I had to do is compensate for my addition of the sweet potatoes, which are nice and soft and perfectly done, and the onions. And that extra ingredients took more time for everything to finish. And of course, everything is nicely roasted, including the Cornish game hen. We have a beautiful, beautiful meal here for still under an hour from Pop It in the Toaster Oven Cookbook, which you can buy anywhere, and give that recipe a try. Add your own spices, and if you add any extra ingredients like celery or onions or carrots or squash or sweet potatoes, make sure you add the additional time for that preparation.